The Spiel Canal, yet another gaming channel with no budget for animation.
Bollocks. No, you're not getting a proper intro. Let's just get on with talking about this game. Go.
15,000 years of unrelenting industry.
First off, like and subscribe. Haha! Wasn't expecting that was you. Not this early in the video. Anyway, moving on. Necromunda Underhive. So I've been playing Necromunda Underhive Wars, clocked in a few hours, and I'm ready to give you my thoughts. Underhive Wars was the worst thing to happen to the world in 2020. Do I have anything good to say about this game? Yes. Well, no, actually I suppose. Not good. Too strong a word, good. But let's not peak too soon. Underhive Wars was developed by a Montreal-based software developer, Rogue Factor. As far as I can tell, they've made two games, Mordheim in 2015 and Necromunda in 2020. I only played Mordheim briefly, but being I never played the tabletop version, I thought the PC game was alright. Not amazing, but fine. I clocked in a few hours, I enjoyed it. Good effort from a small software company, and certainly better than some of the GW IP that's out there. I mean, anyone played Fire Warrior? Fucking hell. Necromunda, I have come to from a different place. You might have noticed, I'm a fan of the tabletop game. And as such, I can confidently say that if Rogue Factor wanted to make another turn-based strategy gang game, they should have done their own thing. If they wanted to make a Necromunda game, they should have made a bloody Necromunda game. Do you ever want something as a kid, like a Game Boy, and your dad would buy you a shitty knockoff that looked like a Game Boy, and he would tell you it's as good as a Game Boy, but it had one built-in game, and was also shit? Well, that is how I feel about this game. I wanted a charismatic and atmospheric, tactical, gang-based fighting game with elements of asymmetry to demonstrate the distinct strengths and weaknesses of the gangs of the Underhive. What you get in a tabletop version, obviously there's an average in stats, there's common weapon and item usage, but each gang has its own distinct flavour and feel. So what I've got is a bland tactical game with bland symmetrical factions and AI with the capability of speak and spell. Here is a list of things that are missing from this game compared to the tabletop. Fall damage, or even just falling. You can't fall. House equipment lists. Pinning, we'll come back to that. Gang strengths or weaknesses. So the distinctions between the gangs. Goliath, strong melee. Tactics, it's missing tactics. Zone Mortalis, nothing Zone Mortalis in this game. Gang sizes, above 5. Hangers on and brutes. What did they add? A health bar, which makes plenty of units bullet sponges. So many stats you will bleed from your eyes. So many little perks and traits, most of which are inconsequential to the game. The movement range of a long distance runner, which you can refund if you change your mind. Weird classes that pigeonhole your gangers straight from recruitment. Damage types like piercing and energy and I don't know, fucking emotional damage. What did you get that's the same as the tabletop game? Names of things. An AI that perfectly simulates how long a real player takes to have a turn. This is just what I can think of while I'm raging as well. Now on its own, most things in this list aren't bad. They're all mechanics which can work. And I'm not one of those people that thinks you need to replicate the board game to make a good Necromunda video game. But collectively, this list tells me there was a misunderstanding of what makes Necromunda Necromunda. Maybe there were programming challenges and budget restrictions and deadlines, but come on, is this the best they could do? The cutscenes are good. I like those. I like the intro. There's some iffy voice acting, but it's fine.
Steady, lads, steady.
The music is just forgettable. I'm happy with the graphics because it's not a AAA title. The game looks like a Sector Mechanicus Necromunda game, but you have 50 movement points, and it means the maps always feel way too small. And with moving, you can run around, and you don't spend the points until you accept or perform another action. So you can just run back on yourself and get your points refunded and go another way. So there's like, you know, if there's not a through way like you thought there was, just run back. You just, you know, no bother. Don't worry about it. You just get your movement points back. Just go a different direction. It's fine. It's the equivalent of pre-measuring. Now pinning, your characters only lay down when they're dead. So if you get hit and pinned, that just means you lose some, but not all, some like 10 movement points. So fuck any strategy of keeping strong melee fighters pinned, although everyone is about equal in melee, so that doesn't really matter anyway. You have a sniper class, which is called a Deadeye, and the guns on them are pretty good, but everyone can move so far that being a sniper doesn't really matter, because the AI, or whoever you're playing against, can always get to you within like 2 turns. Every game becomes a bum rush. My corridor gang, Trash Girls, I was playing in Operations, which is like the sandbox mode, and I went 3 out of 5 melee fighters. It wasn't a problem, beat up everyone, including Goliath. 5 corridor against 5 Goliath and I'd still win in melee. Circling back to gender, Trash Girls, right? Escher, all female, check, good. Corridor, you choose female or male, which kind of goes with the House of Faith book, you know, so fine. Warlocks, they're mixed, good. Vansar, mixed, good. Goliath, also mixed, bollocks. Look at this. See this problem here? This Goliath is a woman. What the fuck? Weapons are frustrating. The most unique element is how plasma works in this game. So each time you fire, it gets hotter, and the hotter it gets, the more damage it does. But if it gets too hot, it breaks. So you have to just like move along, because this is too boring. The TLDR, it's a good gun if you invest in shooting it a load. At cold, it's worse than a load of other guns. I mean, just look at this here. It should be a superheated beam of bloody sun energy. It's more like a wet fart that may follow through later in the battle. The campaign's okay. Operations, they start fine. You get a couple of operations in, you're having fun. But it quickly just gets boring because there's just no challenge. There's no challenge in this game whatsoever. I just get so frustrated because if this wasn't trying to be Necromunda, it would be an alright game. They had some interesting ideas, but it's a meh game in the skin of Necromunda, and that ruins it because I have expectations of this Necromunda. From my surface level research, Rogue Factor, they're now working on other stuff. So if they're going to knock out any fixes for the AI, who knows when that will happen. Should you play it? I guess if you've got lots of time and you get it on sale, sure. But personally, if I want to stick with Warhammer in a game, I'll go with Mechanicus, which is a good turn-based tactics game, which I won't be making a video on. If you want to play Necromunda and you can't make it to a store, then go with Tabletop Simulator, something like that. So my final thoughts, well, here it is. Just let it rest. Thanks for watching this one. Try to turn it around nice and quickly. I've got one more video to make before Christmas, and it will not be a Games Workshop game related video. I've already recorded it. I just need to edit it. I'm going away for the weekend, visiting the Hive Mind before the holidays, then I'll be working on the video. Thanks very much for watching. I very much appreciate the little bit of time we get to spend together whenever I get a video out. It's a nice chance to just shout into the void. As I said previously, I don't want to make a load of game videos. I'll just do a couple. I've heard there's a Necromunda mobile game. I won't be touching out of a fucking barge pole. I would like to play Hired Gun at some point. I haven't got around to it yet. I've heard mixed things on it, but it can't be worse than this.